Okay, let's finish up this last problem here. On example 8, B is the midpoint of AC. Find the value of X. What is length of AC? And we're going to justify our reasoning. Okay, so what a lot of people will want to do, if we were working here with you, is somehow do what we did on the last example. Say like AB plus BC equals AC. And the problem with that statement is you don't know what the length of A to C is, okay? So we don't know the entire length like we did it up on number 6. So with that in mind, we have to take another keyword in that problem, which is B is the midpoint of AC. Since B is the midpoint of AC, that's going to split the length of AC in half equally. So you get two smaller segments equal to one another. B is, again, right in the middle, so it splits it up. So the equation we're going to create is, I'm going to come back to number 1 in a second. Number 2 is, say, 5x minus 7 equals 3x plus 7. Okay, then we would just solve it out like we've been doing. I've got x's on both sides. I'm going to subtract 2x. I've got minus 7 I'm going to add over. And then I'm going to divide by 2, and x equals 7. But that first step is one, again, we're working on. It's probably a new part for you guys. It's, again, what we did up above on, say, number 6, except 5x minus 7 is going to be AB. And that's going to equal then the other segment that's equal to it, congruent to it, BC. So those two segments are equal to one another. Now after that, we get to justify. Now we're not going to do segment addition like we did in the last example, because segment addition would tell me I'm adding two segments together, which I'm not doing. In this instance, I set two segments equal together, and the reason why I could do that is because that keyword of midpoint. So what we're going to then say is definition of midpoint. Again, reasons are your vocabulary. It's never anything very specific. It's more general in terms of your vocabulary. So definition of midpoint is a newer one now. Segment addition, adding two segments together to create an equation. Definition of midpoint, set two segments equal to one another. Now after that, it follows the same pattern. We went from AB to B, AB equals BC, to 5x minus 7 to 3x plus 7. Here we need to, again, use our substitution property because we're substituting that in. And from there, it's what we've been doing for the last couple weeks. I subtracted 2x, so that's the subtraction property of equality. And then we added 7, so that's the addition property of equality. And then lastly, we divided, and that's the division property of equality. So for your new statements, we've talked about given for a while. I had to give you an equation to start off the year with. Then we moved into segment addition postulate, and then we run into the definition of midpoint. And there's a whole bunch more reasons we're going to continue to give you over these first couple of units. All right, that will